Morning, good morning. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to Stand Together. Day four. I can't believe it's been 4 days already. My goodness. Jump on, say hi. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Also get your butt here for the live. It's 8 a.m., right? Used to do this at 6, then at 6:30 and at 7. It's not too bad. Jump on. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to Stand Together. Monday morning. Ready to rock and roll. As promised, I'm coming with you live every single morning just to help you out during this challenging time that's happening right around the world and of course here in Australia with 16 million of us being locked down right now. So jump on, say good morning. Who's on today? All right, Mel's on, Granny is on, Sarah's on, Belinda's on, Anthony's on, Peter's on, Rebecca's on, Katie's on, Chris is on, Di's on, Boris is on, Pina's on, Mia's on. Hi. Good morning. Lee, Justin, Laura, Nelly, Moo, good morning, Nick, good morning. Hope you guys are doing super well and welcome to a Monday. Shelley, welcome to a Monday, everybody. Looking forward to hanging out with you today and looking forward to giving you some things going to be able to help you today to be able to kick some butt. Good morning, everybody joining us right across Australia and of course, all of you joining us right across the world as well as I know so many people right around the world have been tuning into these as well. So good morning, everybody. Michelle, hey, good to see you, mate. Good morning. From all over the world who's joining us. So listen, I want to start off by saying that, the process of this is real simple. I want to jump on, I want to share with you some things that you can do, maybe, one or two key lessons, and then I want to do some Q&A, and I want you to be able to go out there and implement and get this shit done. I mean, that's what this is about. This isn't about sitting there saying, well, bitching and complaining, I can't do that, and this is happening. Whether you're at an explosion point right now, because by the way, I'm acutely aware that not everybody is doom and gloom, right? The media loves to let everybody know that everybody is doom and gloom. There are some businesses that do extremely well in a lockdown. I know I have some businesses that boom during a lockdown and some that don't boom during a lockdown and everything else in between. So I'm here to let you know is that I'm here to share with you whether you're doing well, whether you're not. This is about you and this is about your business and how you can grow, survive, and thrive right now. So look, today is going to be a business lesson. Yesterday, though, I gave you a whole bunch of critical things about starting your morning. So how did you win your morning? What did you do this morning? For those that watched yesterday, what did you do this morning? What did you do? Did you start something different? Did you do the same thing? Are you implementing? What are the key things that you're doing right now? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments if anything you've implemented so far. Just give me a yes if you've implemented something so far. You don't have to tell me what it is, but just let me know if you're listening and you're learning, you're implementing right now. I'd love to know. So give me a yes right now in the comments live, or if you're watching the replay, get the comments in there as well. We always check those out too, and I want to see how you're going. So listen, today's lesson, we're going to talk about this one, money. We're going to talk about the brass taxes. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about money, right? I want to talk to you about money. I want to teach you a little bit about money today, about some critical things around money right now. And that's part of what I want to be able to share with you guys today. So what I want to talk about when it comes to money and businesses, there's a couple of things we need to understand. I'm going to give you a real basic thought process that really does help when it comes to approaching business, right? When it comes to me approaching my businesses and my thought process around it, right? So there's kind of two things that I like to get really clear on when I have a business, whatever the business may be, whether it's a startup, whether it's a major company. I want to get really clear on first and foremost, and this is important to remember the order I'm teaching this. The first thing I want to understand really is about how much money I want to make. So I talk about that as kind of like cash clear, right? I get really cash clear on how much money I want to make. Now, what I mean by that is how much money do I want to end up with? You see a lot of businesses in thriving times, let alone in COVID times, they spend a lot of their time focusing on how much money they can turn over and then what they can spend that money on and pay everybody. And then whatever they end up with is kind of like where they finish the year. Whereas to me, that's a real nonsensical approach to business, right? Business is about reverse engineering everything to get the result you want for you and to get the result that you want for your family if they're affected by your business and everybody else that's part of this journey. So what does that mean? That means that you got to get really clear about how much money you want to earn. Now, it might sound like a simple concept, but a lot of people do this ass about face. They think about how much money, they just go out there, they get some leads, they turn some money over, then they go, okay, well, this is what I'm left with. You got to reverse engineer that thing. How much money do you actually want to earn, right? Getting kind of cash clear. The second thing is getting input clear. So if you said to me, I want to earn $1 million in my back pocket at the end of the year, and you run a vet clinic, and it's a thriving vet clinic, and you've made $800,000 before, and you know you can get to $1 million in retained earnings in net, right? Then okay, we can put a game plan together. But you've got to start off by getting really clear about what money you want to earn, and also whether you're in that vehicle to do it, right? Right now, you might be in a business where you've had some challenging times, and you might not be able to run at full steam now because of COVID, but you still might have the same monthly goal of income. So you either have to say, okay, I need to change my approach to get to the income that I want to have, or I need to change what that goal is. So getting cash clear is working about how much money you want to actually earn, right? But then getting input clear is working out what's it going to take to get there. Let me give you an example. If you want to go turn over, let's say, $100,000 a month, and let's say you net profit 10% of that, right? Which means you keep $10,000. If you know to do that, you need to go and generate 100 leads, right? Because you work out your inputs, right? You kind of go, okay, I want to make $100,000 cash. I need to go get 100 leads because everyone spends $1,000, let's say. So $1,000 at 1,000 sales times 100 is 100,000, and I close at 50%. All right, so I need to go get 200 leads because half of them will buy and they all spend $1,000. Now you know you need 200 leads. You're working your way up. You're kind of going, how much money do I want to earn? And you're working your way all backwards through this whole process to work out how much money do I want to have. So I need to work out my process backwards. Now, in this challenging time where a lot of businesses are being shut down or being challenged, especially right here across Australia, you're going to have to do these maths even more, because things will change. You're going to have people that are buying more from some people, like e-commerce is up 30% in the last 12 months. So if you have an e-commerce store and you haven't realized at least a 30% gain in what you're doing, then you're marketing wrong. There's no other way to tell you that. You're marketing wrong. When there's an industry average of 30% up on online purchases, if you're not up year upon year 30%, you're doing something wrong, right? If you have the same business, the same products last year, the same business, same products this year, then we're seeing that go up anyway, because more people are purchasing online. So you're gonna work out your numbers. You're gonna get really clear on what your numbers are. So you start off by saying, how much money do I want to earn in any given week, in any given month, in any given year? How much money do I want to earn? And you got to reverse engineer that. You got to look at what your inputs are. You say, okay, if I want to earn $1 million, well, then what's it going to take me to get there, right? What's it going to take me to get there? What are the inputs required? Then once you work out those inputs required, you've got to break it all down and go, okay, what do I need to do every single month? What do I need to do every single week? What do I need to do every single day? So you should be waking up, right? Think about it like this. If you want to make $1 million, you'd be waking up every single year, every single day going, okay, I know how much I need to earn today, my inputs I need to do today. And if I can just do that every single day, I'm going to get to my goal of what I want by the end of the year. It's not about setting these big, lofty, massive year-end ambitions. It's getting clear about how much money you want to earn, right? You're cash clear. The input it's going to take to get there, and then breaking those things down to work out your monthly, weekly, and your daily goal or whatever it may be. Now, if you're a salesperson, you got to do the same thing. But a lot of people lose this skill because when they're in business, they don't think about it like this. They think about the whole business as a totality, but they don't break everything down and say, okay, well, let me break it all down and look at what do I need to do right now today. So, for example, if you know you need to generate 3 or 4 leads today to be able to hit your cash goal, and we need to generate 3 or 4 sales, but your business is shut down because of COVID, ask yourself the question, what else can I do, right? What other products or services can I create to be able to fill that void, right? What can I do to be different, right? I was looking at the story the other day, yesterday, one of the stories that came out, this lolly shop, Sticky in I think it's in Northern Beaches in Sydney, and they're something like 300% up this year on their profit compared to what they were last year, because they took their idea of how they make their candy, right? They're an old school candy maker where they chop all the candy up and it's the round circles, and they streamed it online. They did some really cool things around. They got the attention of some really important people around the world, some rappers and singers and musicians, and they actually got a huge amount of interest from people because they did something different. Even though they were closed down, right? Because right now they're closed down. They were closed down in Sydney. They got attention for people all around the world, and they're crushing their general sales goal that they would normally have by 300%. Right? They're breaking down what needs to happen. Then they're going out there and finding different ways. They create TikTok accounts, Instagram accounts, and going out there and creating more ways to go and achieve their revenue. So for you, you've got to work out, right? You've got to work out how much money you want to earn in your business. You're going to break it down to what you actually need to do. What do you need to do? What's the inputs you need to? So do you need 100 leads a week? If you need 100 leads a week, and you're shit at marketing, well, what did Jimmy really tell you to go and get a marketer? Go get a fucking marketer. If you don't know how to do it, go get someone. Whatever it is in life, you can either work it out yourself or pay someone else to do it, right? If you sit on Google MD long enough, you'll probably end up eventually diagnosing your symptoms, right? But while you're sitting there dying, you want to go to get to a doctor to get the real result of what needs to happen, right? It's about going out there and spending money to get someone else to do it, or you go out there and do it yourself. One of the two things. But you've got to work out, this is about understanding the money side of things, because I've got a second thing I want to share with you today. This is about understanding the inputs of what it's going to take to get the outputs, how much money you want to earn. So getting cash clear and getting input here clear. My suggestion for all of you is to start working result back around this. Too many people, they finish their year or their month and they say, okay, whatever's left over, I'm gonna get. You've got to reverse engineer. If you've got big lofty goals and plans and ambitions, you have to go out there and create that. Now, if you don't have enough ability in your business to create the kind of revenue that you want to create, that doesn't mean you lower your goal. What that does mean is you get an empire state of mind. That means you start to say, okay, in my one business, in my one building company, I can't make more than X, or in my one lawn mowing business, or in my one skincare clinic, or in my one whatever, bike store, I can't make the money I want to earn. So I have to go out there and create multiple businesses with multiple streams of income instead of lowering my expectations down. Does that make sense to you? So when you're doing this, you have to be thinking about it from the point of view of how much money you want to earn and working it result back. So it's getting cash clear, how much money you want to earn, and then getting input clear. What is it going to take for you to be able to get that? The second thing I want to share with you today, I'm not going to teach you this, I'm going to reference this for you because you're going to go and learn it yourself, right? The understanding money, okay? Because we're talking about money today. Understanding money, there's three given reports. There's three kind of given reports you need to understand. The first one, you write this down, don't just hear this when you write it down, is the profit and loss statement. If you want to start really understanding money, everyone has to start learning the profit and loss statement. That's just simply about money going in, money going out, the P&L, right? So if you don't know how to read your P&L, especially when you're going through a crisis, especially when you're being shut down, you've got to take the time to learn these things, right? Your P&L. But by the way, if anyone understands how to learn that and how to really properly read their P&L, be honest with me right now. Say in the comments, say, yes, I know how to do that. Say yes P&L, no P&L, whatever it may be. I'd love to know, honestly, whether you can really read one or whether you say, you know what, I need to work on this thing. So let me know. I'd love to know, honestly, whether you can read your P&L. So remember, your P&L is your money going in and out of your business. The second thing you need to work on is your balance sheet. Now, your balance sheet is really where your assets, your liabilities, and all of your equity sits, right? So if you don't know how to learn how to read a balance sheet, I want you to let me know yes or no to a balance sheet, right? Yes or no to a balance sheet, because the more I know about you, the more I can help you, right? So let me know if you know how to read a P&L. Now let me know if you know how to read a balance sheet. So a balance sheet is where your assets, your liabilities, and all your equity sit as well, yeah? The third thing you need to learn how to read is an entrepreneur empire builder. And by the way, if this is hard for you because I'm talking about maths, bad fucking luck. This is called a growth edge. You need to learn, right? The balance sheet is your assets, your liabilities, and your equities, yeah? The third thing is your cash flow statement, also sometimes called your income statement, right? Now, your income statement is your cash and your cash equivalent in your business as well. And it's what money is going in and out, right? The actual cash. So the third thing you need to write down is your cash, right? Is your cash flow statement or your income statement, right? Can you read your cash flow statement? Let me know. Now, these are three major things everyone needs to learn. We're talking about money today, right? We're talking about learning how how much cash you need to be able to, you want to have in your business, learning the inputs to be able to get there, and looking at those 3 key reports. They're 3 critical things for you to do this now, because here's the thing. Now that we've talked about how much cash you want to earn, we've talked about your inputs, we've talked about those 3 key sheets. By the way, those 3 things, you have to learn all 3 of them. You can't just learn one. Most people understand the P&L because it's probably the most simple to understand, and it's great. But if I'm valuing a business or I'm trying to look at investing into a company, the actual number one thing I'm looking at is the balance sheet. The balance sheet is the thing that really lets me know that whether I want to buy the business or not, right? Whether I want to invest in that company or not. The balance sheet for me is the ultimate piece of tool if I'm looking to potentially buy into a company. So it's a really important thing to be able to look at, right? Make sense? So now we need to make some goals, right? When it comes to money, we need to make some goals, because some of you right now are trying to survive. And so let me know in the comments, are you in survival mode right now, just trying to be able to get by during this lockdown? Or are you in thrive mode? Are you in, okay, we can make money in the lockdown. We found ways to do that. We can really grow and thrive. Let me know, what mode are you in right now in your business? Are you in survival mode? Are you in thriving mode? Because if you're in survival mode, you need to work out your money position. You need to say, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that I can survive right now in my current challenging circumstances? What's the best way for me to be able to work this out right now? Now, I don't mean mindset, by the way. I'm not saying, are you in a thrive mindset? I'm always in a thrive mindset, but you might have a business that's lost 70% of its income, or let's say 90% of its income because you're a cafe. So your cafe's in survival mode right now, right? Does that make sense? It's not about you. It's about the particular business that you have. Now, if you're in survival mode, you've got to work your numbers out. You've got to work your numbers out. You've got to know your numbers, because here's the thing. If you work your numbers out, you might say, okay, you know what? I can spend X amount dollars more in marketing, and that's going to net me, X amount of income based on my investment on that. You've got to work out your numbers. If you want to start to thrive right now, well, we have the cheapest money in history right now. That's happening right here across Australia, and that's right across a lot of the world right now. That the money's cheaper than ever, and the RBA, the RBA just announced that they're going to be keeping the interest rates at a historic low for at least a couple of years. We are in right now for a long haul of very low interest rates, which means if you need to borrow money, this is the time. You've got 2 options. You can either start to slow down what you're doing right now, or you can start to speed up what you're doing right now and say, I want to invest more into my business and I want to grow more. If that's where you are right now, this is the decision, this is the change that needs to start happening, and you're the ones that can start stepping up to do this. So you've got to understand where your numbers are right now, the inputs, your cash. You've got to understand those 3 things. So today I want to throw a bunch of things at you, because I can't teach you about all those 3 things in these sessions today. I want you to go and work those things out for yourself, right? For yourself. You got to be able to read those reports, those 3. You've got to work out your cash, your input, and your cash clear. How much you want to earn, and what do you need to do for it? What do you want to earn, and what do you need to do for it, right? You have to work those numbers out, because once you work those numbers out, you can go out there and you can start to approach your day and say, okay, now I get it. I know what I need to do every single day. I need to generate X amount of leads. I need to make X amount of sales, whatever it may be for you as well. Does that make sense so far? So we're working out right now. We are working out numbers. We're talking about how much money you want to earn, what you need to do for it, the 3 reports to understand really what's going on in your business, not just I feel good because I've got some money in the bank account, or somebody's following my posts, or 3 people have DM'd me about something. You've really got to understand and know what your numbers are and know what's happening within your business. And the last thing is about knowing if you're trying to survive right now, you've got to work out your numbers. You might have to go out. I can't give you financial advice. What I'm saying to you is that if your business needs more money to be able to start making some significant revenue right now, you might need to sit down with yourself, your partner, your planner, or whoever, and say, okay, we need to free up equity in our house. We need to go get a loan. We need to go and find a short-term loan. We need to go out there and sell some things we don't need. We need to go out there and draw down on our mortgage. We need to go out there and maybe sell an investment property. This is the stuff you need to start thinking about. I'll give you a really quick one on that. In Australia, if you're watching from Australia, we're obsessed with property, and everyone's obsessed with property. And they're like, oh my gosh, property's gone up 10%, it's gone up 12%, it's gone up 15%. And the thing I always say about property, and yes, there's a time where property can go up. You got to think about it like this. Let's say you've got $1 million house and you've got $500,000 of equity in that, which means you've got $500K of cash. If that goes up by 10%, you're making $100,000. If you've got $500,000 of cash, because let's say you sell your property, could you make more than $100,000, which would be a 20% return on your money in a year if you invested correctly into your business? Now, that's not me giving you a yes or a no answer. That's me asking you a question. Could you? You see, for me, when I think about money, I don't care where it is, whether it's shares, whether it's business, whether it's real estate. It's about what's going to give me the greatest ROI. And what I learned a very long time ago, the greatest ROI is going to come from me, because in here, I make all the decisions in my life, right? I hire people, I'm firing people, I am buying houses, I am investing in businesses, I'm saying we should do this strategy. Literally every strategy, major strategy, right? I've got great team members that bring in strategy, but the major where we're going, like the high-end strategy of where we're going comes from me, right? So if I'm doing that, I have to think about myself as the number one asset. I have to invest accordingly. What I think yesterday was so important when we spoke about winning your mornings. Why is we have all these great practices of things that we do in our businesses, morning meetings and processes and things that we do, structure. But what about that structure and processes for you? You are the number one asset. You're going to understand that. So listen, I'm not saying, put all your money into you. I'm saying what changed my world is when I understood that I was the number one asset and I started investing into me first. It changed my entire world because I realized it was me. So here's what you need to do. What you need to do is you need to be able to think about it like this. If you want to earn money, you have to invest money. What you invest money is up to you. What I invest money is the thing that's going to give me the greatest ever ROI. That's the thing is what I do. Then on top of that, what I do is I understand my numbers, because today's been all about money. Because if you're trying to survive right now, work out your base numbers. Work out your base numbers. Understand what your numbers are. Right? What I need to do today. What can I do to pivot? What can I do to change around to survive? If you want to thrive, this is the time. If you want to really thrive, let me ask you a question. Is the best time to thrive in your business when everybody else is trying to do the exact same thing? Or when 16 million people in Australia, for the majority of them that are not on this live right now, that are in a level of instability and probably sitting there on their hand waiting for something to happen, waiting for that next step? Is this the best time for you to be able to run and to take land and to move your business forward? I'm telling you it is. And I'm telling you in my life, this is exactly what I do in all of my companies, all of my businesses, is I move myself forward. When the enemy sleeps, when they retreat, this is the time to step forward more and more and more and gain more market share, more exposure and more opportunity. Because when we do get to a point where everyone's happy days again, they're like, what virus? What lockdowns? You were locked down? Really? I can't even remember that. All the stuff that we end up doing. When that starts to happen, you're going to be competing with everybody. And I mean everybody. Everyone's going to be spending money on marketing. Everyone's going to be spending money on growing their business. Everyone's going to be spending money on themselves because they're not be able to do this for a long period. Like I'm talking everything. Look at every industry. Everyone's bitching, oh, we can't go anywhere right now. What about this? Or we can't travel. I think the travel industry will have the greatest ever 12 months in its history after the COVID lockdowns opened up again in its history. So anyone that is in travel, get ready for the wave. Get ready for that. And every other business, you're about to see this big slingshot right now, right across Australia. Now, do you want to be at the front of the slingshot so you get to be going the furthest, or you want to be somewhere at the back because you got on last? Do you know what I mean? This is the time. This is the time to do something. So it's a time to be able to step up. It's a time to be able to understand. If there's anything I've said so far that you don't understand, well, bad luck. Go and learn it. I had to learn this shit. I had to learn fucking P&Ls and balance sheets and all that crap. And yes, it's tedious. And yes, it's annoying and doing your numbers. Yes. And you want to make money? You want to grow your business? Learn this shit. Right? Don't get annoyed. Learn. This is the time. You should be learning right now and investing in the right things, investing in you, investing in your business, and saying while everyone else is complaining, right? Everyone else is complaining. You need to be able to step up. In my family, we have a saying, when others complain, Sansoni's train. Now, all of you are honorary Sansonis, right? So, when others complain, y'all train, right? This is the time. So listen, what we've talked about today, I've thrown a hell of a lot at you, right? We've talked about numbers, input clear, cash clear. And again, you can go back and watch this video as well. If you didn't pick up anything, that's okay. Then you have to work out those three reports we talked about. And you got to start putting yourself in pole position to win financially. Because I can sit here and say, hey, go and market more and go and do this. But you're the one that needs to start making a decision to get off your ass and get in the fucking game. Because this is the time. Let everybody else bitch and everyone else is bitching and complaining on Facebook about God knows what. I'm just smiling, going, you just take your time getting annoyed and bitching and complaining with each other. Because the more you just imagine like two enemies talking to each other. You know, like you see in the movie, and there's like two guards, and they're talking to each other, and they're like distracted, and like the James Bond type guy, girl sneaks behind them and goes and steals the crown jewels. This is your fucking crown jewel moment. Sneak behind the guards of your competitors and fucking take market share. Or you can watch this video in like a year's time when I repost it and say, I fucking told you. And you can be going, shit, I should have listened. Your turn. Up to you. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Questions. Let's do it. Questions. What questions we got? Let's rock and roll with some questions. Threw money at you this morning, didn't I? Bang, 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 bang. What do we got? Questions. Jump on, give me some questions. Whether you're here in Australia or right around the world, whatever it may be, give me your questions. All right, let's go. Let's do this. What questions you got for me? Ask me. It could be about money. It could be about what I've said. It could be about anything else as well. I'm just making sure I haven't missed. I know you guys have been, but thank you so much. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Awesome. I love that. Nice. Growing, absolutely. Critical now. Yeah. It is a game changer. I love that. All right, let's go. Let's get some questions in there. All right, what have we got? Okay. How can I come off more as an authority in my industry, even though I'm relatively new? Moo. Okay, here's Moo. Here's one strategy you can use, and it's called borrowed credibility. Write that one down. Whatever the industry you want to be in, let's say I want to be in this industry. I want to sell plants, right? I want to get into plants. Selling plants. Never did it before. I'm going up against a nursery that's right behind me, literally, and they are dominating. I'm going to go and I want to interview every plant expert I can possibly find in the world, every plant expert I can possibly find in the world that knows everything about it. I'm talking about the rock stars within the industry of the planting world. I want to go interview those people, whether it be a podcast, whether it be a video like this, and I want to go put that on Facebook. I want to promote that. That's called borrowed credibility. You standing next to other people that are very good at what they do, or they've got some sort of a story to tell, helps you grow yours. There's somebody very famous that used one of their massive parts of their career was to do this, and she is now worth $3 billion. Her name's Oprah Winfrey. She's now the expert after she interviewed all the experts. VJ, where can we find businesses to buy that are struggling during a pandemic? Yeah, look, VJ, there's lots of places you can go there. You know, if you want to get really basics, go to your Seek Business and all the online brokerage firms here in Australia or overseas. If you want to get really fancy, you can start getting involved more by speaking to brokers. If you want to get really, it depends on what you want to invest. But if you speak to there's a lot of people that are involved in insolvency lawyers, and they're always dealing with businesses that are looking that aren't surviving. And if you speak to them, they might have some businesses as well that are insolvent. They're looking to be able to sell out. So it depends what level of risk appetite you have. But you're talking about brokers, accountants, that deal with their businesses every day. You've got your insolvency lawyers. They're the ones you can look at as well. They're the main ones. There's a couple other things, but they're the main ones to start doing. Or just make phone calls and say, hey, I'm looking to invest. Do you want to sell? The worst you'll get is told to fuck off. The best you'll get is, yeah, let's have a conversation. Richard, I want to take my business to the next level. Good. Let's fucking do it. If you want some help, DM me. Happy Warrior, do you have a standard quote equation to price your business to sell? Yeah, look, it's such an interesting thing. There's about 7 ways to price a business to sell, and everyone has their own method. Like one person can look at a business and say it's worth $1 million. Somebody else can look at a business and say it's worth $100,000. And literally, I've had business valuations from some people who have said, "Oh, that business is worth 15 million, and Aaron, that business is worth 75 million." And I've had all these 2 different valuations from different companies on the same business. So you've really got to learn you've got to make sure that anyone can value it too. Your accountant can value it. You can value it. You've got to learn the best valuation for your industry. There is no such thing as a multiplier. Too many people think that, if my business profit $100,000, I'm going to multiply that. That's bullshit, because you've got stock in there. You've got director salaries and wages, directors and management fees that you might have taken out, which don't always fare into the price calculation. There's so many things that go wrong when you just try and times, and also you've got what people are willing to pay. It's like a house. You could have a house that's on the market for $4 million and it sells for $5.5 million because everyone wants to buy it. You have a house for $4 million that doesn't sell at its passing because no one wants to buy it. So it depends on the market as well. So there's no straight answer for that. You need to speak to your accountant. If your accountant doesn't know how to do it properly, and some of them don't really know how to do it properly, then you have to speak to a separate independent valuer, and you're going to pay for a valuation. So a balance sheet, what is a balance sheet more important? A balance sheet brings everything in together. So the P&L feeds into your balance sheet as well as a cash flow statement. All of it actually feeds into the balance sheet. So the balance sheet is the only one that gives you the total position on the business. And it gives you all the hidden stuff that you can't see, like loans and other assets. Sam, I have no question because you taught me so fucking much. Love it. Ivan, shout outs to Peter and Diane. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, these guys are amazing. Gone to a brand new office as well. They're kicking some butt. What business would you invest in right now, and how would you find businesses to purchase? Yeah, I'm working on some really cool stuff right now around it. A lot of businesses now, I was writing out some new training the other day, and I stopped at about 150 ways to buy businesses with no money. So there's some pretty cool things I'm going to be bringing out soon. So in terms of businesses out there right now, look, we're talking about empire building things now, but I think if you've got a current company, you still need to be asking yourself, Amanda, using my Olympic ring strategy, what would fit into those? What's going to fit into those? For you, what's going to fit into those? Grania, if you are in the service industry, how do you thrive when you are in lockdown? So Grania, I would be looking at forward purchases. I'd be looking at gift vouchers. I'd be looking at switching to product. I'd be looking to educational tutorials for at-home skincare and routines. I would be looking they're the main ones. I think products. I think services that we can do, because remember, you can still do some level of service. If you can send a product to them, you can have a product sent to them, and on their session on a certain time, let's say it's at 11 o'clock today, as long as they got their product, you can actually go live with them and say, okay, let's show you how you're going to apply the skincare treatment or whatever it may be. Now, of course, you can't do it with everything. I know you have very expensive lasers. You can't send that to people, but think about what you can do right now to stay relevant, stay engaged, and still make some level of income and some level of money. Probably 1 or 2 more questions. That is it. I own a travel agency. I'm still surviving, which is great, but I want to take the next level. Yeah, look, this is the time. I would be, if I had a travel agency right now, I would be doing massive marketing awareness, huge amount of engagement. I'll be having some fun with people, like, all right, let's plan our ultimate destination for when this shit's all over. Start to really build my database, give away some amazing trip that you give away at the end of the year. So it doesn't cost you anything right now. Build a massive database and then start to work with. I'm telling you, you're going to go through the biggest boom we've ever had. And then everyone that's sold out of the industry right now and it's run away from it, they're going to be thinking, oh shit, because you're about to have the biggest boom you've ever had. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, there's not really, Mel, with manufacturing. You can find multipliers in your industry, and actually look at these multipliers the other day. There's multipliers. I can't remember manufacturing, but every industry has its own multiplier, so you can go check that out too. Beauty business. Yeah, look, if you've got a beauty business, anything you can sell, scented candles, anything you can sell that your market actually wants, that's a big thing. Don't go spend money on bringing in product and trying to sell something when people don't really want it right now. It also depends, Kathy, where you're at. If you're in Melbourne, I do think we'll be out of lockdowns, whether it's this week or next. I do think we'll be out of lockdowns fairly soon. If you're in Sydney, clearly there's more challenges happening in Sydney in terms of lockdown, so you're going to have to think a little bit more of a long-term plan, but also I think they'll start to reduce some of the restrictions in Sydney and not have the whole area that they have right now in Sydney too. So it depends on where you are. But yes, anything that you can sell right now that people want to buy, this is the thing to be doing. Best platforms for providing ongoing tutorial and different levels. That this is a great medium like I am right now to connect with people, Eden. But if you want to be able to sell products, then you have to think about a platform that you can create that content on, like a Kajabi or platform like that, Member 360, that you can create content on to then be able to sell to people, or ClickFunnels. They're ones. Rent or buy the business premises. I can't tell you what to do on that one, Mel, but I would be thinking about, look, if you've got a lot of spare cash to invest, then, investing in your commercial property as well as investing in more businesses, then cool. If I had to choose between buying, a commercial premise for a couple of $1 million, putting down $500K cash versus me starting businesses for $500K or buying other businesses $500K right now, I'm buying businesses. Make sense? Hope that helped you as well. Is it better to acquire or partner to grow? Pete, I think really depends on the numbers. I love to partner to begin with, when I'm trying to get into a brand new industry. And then after I've partnered to understand the industry, I'll either buy that company or another company or start a business. I do it all the time. Partner, then buy. So that's a great way to get your foot in the door of the industry to see what it's all about. If you really understand it, then this is the time to buy. Money's cheaper than it's ever been. Business owners will be desperate to sell more than they've ever been. You literally can't get a perfect storm more than what we're in right now to be buying businesses and buying other people's businesses. All right, I hope that helped. Today we stand together. Thanks for the questions as well. And again, how I know you guys are loving this is when this is done, you're sharing this, you click that little share button, it's right there in front of you. Go and share this and let people know about this. Jump on every morning. I'm doing this while you're here and while you're paying attention, right? I haven't made an end date for this yet. I'm just doing this now. This week, I'm going to do it all for this week, but I haven't made an end date for this yet. It depends on how much participation and how much you guys want this and how much we're helping other people to do that. Then I'll continue to do this for you over this time too, yeah? So listen, go and share this. Make sure you do. Jump on, share this. And when I post this to my Instagram, you guys can share it onto your stories. You can tag mates in it, whatever it may be. But let's spread the word and help people while we can. I'm here to do that as well. Other than that, much love, guys. Go kick some butt. Keep your chin up. Like I always say, you can't see the sunrise if you're looking at your feet, because all of this will pass and we'll all be better because of it as well. Much love. Have an amazing day. Kick ass and go and crush your Monday. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.